All right. Thank you for that, Mugdha. And I can't help but notice that you mentioned shop clues right at the beginning of this interview. And if you remember, a couple of years back, one of the co-founders made some headlines that raised many questions in the world of startups. However, there is an update to that. Now, the United States Department for Justice has dismissed and dropped all charges against Shop Clues and Droom founder and CEO Sandeep Aggarwal in the 2013 insider trading case. Let me give you some context for those of you who are not aware about this case. Sandeep was working as an analyst at Collins Stewart when he was allegedly said to be passing non-public information regarding a possible deal between Microsoft and Yahoo. A lot has happened since then, and here's a look since. In 2009, Sandeep, as I mentioned, was working as a Wall Street analyst. In 2011, he moved back to India and set up his first venture, Shop Clues. In 2013, he was charged by the US Department of Justice and the US Securities and Exchange Commission for events in July 2009. End of the same year, he decided to step down from his role at Shop Clues. In 2014, Sandeep decided to get back into the game and set up Droom in April 2014. Now, all the charges against him have been dropped. However, he has paid over $32,000 as civil penalty. I caught up with Sandeep in the capital today to know more about his plans and how he plans to move on from this chapter of his life and take Droom to the next phase of growth, which includes IPO in 2021. Listen in. Talk to us about that moment, when you decided to step down from Shop Clues. What was going on at that point in your mind? And, as an entrepreneur, ups and downs are a part of anyone's journey. Right. But considering the kind of, story that you have had, you've had to face, the downs in a lot more extreme manner. And you came out of it, you stepped down, you decided to start up again. Talk to us about what was happening at that moment in your life.
Yeah. See, honestly, that was a very tough time for me, my family, everyone at the company I was building. This was something which we never saw it coming. I was literally in trauma for so many months, away from my home, away from my business, away from my family. So it was a very tough thing. But as an entrepreneur, my job was to make sure that the show must go on. So Shop Clues was the finest asset I was building. I'm very proud of the company, but when it became very clear that I might have to be in USA for a long time, my legal case may have any possible impact, etc., I decided to step down and distance myself from the company.
All right, and you decided to, when you thought that your legal battle is going to take less time and you can again focus on entrepreneurship instead of going back to Shop Clues, you decided to start up another venture altogether in a completely different space. Again, what prompted that decision?
Yeah, see, when I started Droom, basically I explored various opportunities. The Shop Clues was in good hands, and I had a desire to do something new, something which I can build from scratch. The first 3-4 years as an entrepreneur is always super exciting. Yeah. So not that I wanted to be in that situation, but somehow the card life dealt created that situation. But after that, I did not let go of that situation. And my job as an entrepreneur always is to convert every challenge into a new opportunity. All
right, speaking of opportunities, talk to us about where Droom stands as of today and what is the plan going forward.
So Droom is India's largest online automobile platform. There are a lot of automobile companies offline and online, but we are the pure play online company, and we own 80% of all the automobile transactions which take place online. We have come a long way in our close to 6 years of journey. We currently do around $1.2 billion worth of transactions on our platform, and close to $32 million worth of net revenue. Yeah. We think by 2021 calendar year, we'll do $3 billion in GMV and close to $120 million in net revenue. And at that scale, we would like to get listed on NASDAQ and come with IPO. 2021, that's your IPO plan timeline looking like? That's right. Okay. Before I wrap up, for all the aspiring entrepreneurs who are listening to this interview and who have seen the kind of journey that you've had,
What were some of your biggest takeaways and learnings, and how important were your investors during this journey, and how important was it to have a good team and a good set of investors and partners backing you?
Yeah. So I think, no, that's a great question. See, look, first of all, as an entrepreneur, my biggest lesson I like to communicate is that it's never a straight line journey.
Yeah.
You can have ups and downs, you can have a new high, new lows, and if you don't have that, that would be a bigger problem rather than having this.
Okay.
Every failure will also teach you something important lesson. In terms of investors, team members, family, siblings, everyone, I think oftentimes we may take a lot of things for granted, but when you go through the tough time, you realize that the importance of relationships you build in various walks of life. Today I'm standing here tall, build a great, another very sizable company, but I would be thankless if I don't highlight how grateful I have been to the investors who met me and believed in the vision, to the team members who teamed up with me in spite of having something in the background, and entire ecosystem. So at the end of the day, I would say that nothing succeeds like success. All
right, Sandeep, thank you so much for sharing your story. And as we hope, and I'm sure everyone hopes, we're glad that this chapter of your life is over, and we wish you the very best for all your future plans.
Well, that was Sandeep Aggarwal speaking about shop close, his legal battle, and of course now he's back to being an entrepreneur. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Startup Street. Many thanks for watching. Stay tuned to CNBC TV18.